Assalamualaikum and good morning. Chapter 1 Safety and Safety Awareness Part 2. So you're with me, Puan Rosmati. Okay, for this part, we will discuss the quotation theories. So in part 1, you have learned on the definition of hazard, risk, accident, incident, and near misses. And you have also learned the unsafe condition, unsafe act, and so on. Okay, for this accident causation theories, so you will learn the accident causes, the theory, how the accident uh, happen. Okay, what are the causes that lead to the accident? Accident causation theories have been developed in an attempt to predict accident and thus prevent their occurrence. So we have to know, or we have to predict the accident, so that when we can predict the accident, we can prevent from their occurrence. Okay, look at the theory for accident causation theories. Number 1 is domino theory, human factors theory, accident or incident theory, epidemiology, multiple causation theory, combination, and behavioral. Look at the first one, domino theory. So domino theory is theory that developed by one Herbert W. Heinrich. It is in late 1920s. Have you heard domino effect? Okay, so this theory comes from that terms lah, domino. So he conducted a research on industrial accident and he concluded that 88% of accidents are caused by unsafe act committed by people. So 88% of the accident caused by people. And then 10% caused by unsafe condition, 2% claim were unavoidable and terms as act as God. Okay, you have learned about the unsafe act and unsafe condition. So when you know there are unsafe condition, unsafe act is the action or things that you shouldn't do. When you see the unsafe condition, so you shouldn't do the action at that particular situation. Then, so let's say you see the unsafe condition. So you do not do any unsafe act at that condition, so you can prevent the 88% and 10%. But 2% is the unavoidable. Let's say you avoid doing unsafe act at the unsafe condition, but due to act of God, the accident still happen. For example, in Malay terms, we say that dah ditakdirkan, dah janji ni jadi accident kan. So this is 2% according to the domino theory. He came up with 10 axioms of industrial safety that health and safety decision makers needed to understand in coming up with decisions to predict and prevent accident. So in order to predict and prevent accidents, so he came up with 10 axioms. So what are the axioms? 1. Injuries result from a completed series of factors, one of which is the accident itself. So a series of factors. According to this axiom, that's why domino theory, they remove one factor, for example, so they can eliminate or avoid accident from happening. So axiom number 2, an accident can occur only as the result of an unsafe act by a person or a physical or mechanical hazard. So when accident can occur only as the result of unsafe act. That's why for domino theory they can remove this unsafe act, okay, so that the accident can be prevented. So most accidents are the result of unsafe behavior of people. So again, it refers to the unsafe behavior of people. So the unsafe behavior of people, they will act unsafe act. So this is the result. So the most important part, we can avoid doing unsafe act at unsafe condition. And then number 4, an unsafe act by a person or unsafe condition does not always immediately result in an accident. Number 5, the reason why people commit unsafe act can serve as helpful guide in selective corrective action. So we have to know why people do this unsafe act. So if we know why people do unsafe act, we can advise them so that they do not do this unsafe act at unsafe conditions. So we can prevent accident from occurring. So number 6, the severity of an accident is largely fortuitous and the accident that caused it is largely preventable. Number 7, the best accident prevention techniques are analogous with the best quality and productivity technique. Number 8, management should assume responsibility for safety since it is the best position to get results. So the management should take responsibility. Okay, if the management provide rules or SOP or whatever the instruction, so that the worker will follow the rule or they will do their work according to the SOP so that the accident can be prevented. Number 9, the supervisor is the key person in the prevention of industrial accident. And number 10, in addition to the direct cause of an accident, there are also hidden or indirect causes. Now look at the detail on domino theory. Henrich presented domino theory as this accident sequence. Okay, so accident sequence. Accident sequence was likened to a row of domino knocking each other down in a row. So the sequence, so we start with the injury. So when the injury happened, so this injury caused by an accident. If there is no accident, there will be no injury. Okay, and then the accident due to an unsafe act or mechanical or physical hazard. This unsafe act, why people do unsafe act? It is due to fault of the person. Why this person has this behavior, for example. So fault of the person caused by their ancestry or social environment. Okay, now when we look at sequence, ancestry, social environment for a person, unsafe act or unsafe condition, accident and injury. So this sequence, so we can prevent the accident from occurring when we remove one of the factors, which is unsafe act or unsafe condition. So when we remove unsafe act or unsafe condition, so we can prevent the accident from occurring. The detail or the diagram, how these factors, when it is removed, it can prevent the accident from occurring. Okay, another that you will learn is human factor theory. Human factor theory, which is attributes accident to a chain of events ultimately caused by human error. So they put the blame on human. So consists of three main human error factor, or human error or factor. One is overload, inappropriate response, and inappropriate activities. These are all refers to human. Human factor error, overload, inappropriate activities, and inappropriate response. So the detail or the example of the overload. So overload, environmental factors, for example, noise, being distraction, or internal factors. So the person has personal problem or he's stressed, or the situational factors, which is level of risk and unclear instruction. So inappropriate response, detecting a hazard but not correcting it, or removing safeguard from machine or equipment, or ignoring safety warning. So this is inappropriate response. What is the response that they should be done? So when they see the any warning alarm, for example, they cannot ignore. So they have to take action. So they must respond appropriately. Example of inappropriate activities, performing tasks without the requisite training. Let's say they have to handle instrument, but they did not perform any they did not attend any training to perform the instrument. So it may cause injury or it may cause incident or accident. Another example of inappropriate activities, misjudging the degree of risk involved with a given task. So the detail of degree or level of degree you will learn detail in chapter 2 in risk management. So when they misjudge the degree of risk, so let's say the degree about 4 or 5, but they think it just at level 2. So they will act or respond inappropriately. Theory number 3, accident or incident. This theory was developed by Dan Peterson and is an extension of human factor theory. It claimed that unsafe behavior is a result of overload, ergonomic trap, or decision to err. Peterson's theory also established management role in accident prevention. Another role of management is ensuring employee receive safety training. So this is important. That's why the management role in accident prevention, because the management should take responsibility to prevent the accident. One of the role is provide training, and then correction and in more practical cases protective gear. So they have to provide PPE and so on. The company is responsible for ensuring a clean and healthy environment. So these are all the management responsibility. They have to provide training, they have to provide PPE, and also they have to provide safe environment, okay, safe working environment. That's why sometimes they have to prepare the safe work procedure. This nanti detail you will learn in chapter 2 of risk management. This theory, unlike the domino theory, explains the reason that cause workers to engage in unsafe act or what causes the event that eventually led to accidents. Theory number 4, epidemiology. The epidemiological theory of accident causation was developed as direct result of the relationship between the disease and the environmental factors. This relationship is known as epidemiology and can be used to study the relationship between environmental factors and accident. And number 5, multiple causation theories. This view implies that an accident may be caused by a combination of multiple contributory factors. It is not caused by only one factor. So these factors may be behavior or environmental. Behavioral factors are factors pertaining to the worker's individuality, such as the attitude, the skill, intellect, and physical or mental condition. While environmental factors involve factors affecting the working environment, such as machinery, the precautionary and safety measures taken in the workplace and existence of hazardous conditions. Theory number 6, combination. Accident causes cannot be adequately explained by one model. So most of these models give important insight, but none of them fully applies to every accident occurrence. Thus, the combination theory suggests that the real cause of an accident may be a combination of different parts of this model. An accident may be caused by a combination of workers' decision to overlook a potential hazard, performance of an unsafe act, and inappropriate response to overlook. So it is a combination. And lastly, theory number 7 is behavioral. This theory, as the name suggests, behavior. Okay, it comes from word behavior, implies that some people have inherent character traits that increase their probability of being involved in accident. That is, if accident were randomly distributed among persons that working in similar conditions, some would be more likely than others to suffer injury as victim of accident. Okay, let's say the accident, for example, the building collapse, for example. So some of the workers injured, some of the workers saved. This is the theory. These people usually are risk takers and on average take more chances than their colleagues. Health and safety decision makers view this issue positively, arguing that behavior can be altered. Why it can be altered? That's why, because when accident occur, some of people may save, some of people may injured. So if the behavior can be altered, so most of them can be saved. This theory, in comparison with the rest, is more specific on the cause of unsafe behavior and therefore prediction and prevention more likely to be achieved. 1.4, productivity aspect of safety. When executed properly, operational risk management technique can be effectively streamline productivity while keeping safety as a priority. In many industries, a reduced risk environment is also a productive environment. For a company, they have to prepare or to make the safe working environment, so that when they have a safe working environment, they can prevent accident from happening, so that they can increase their productivities. When there is no accident, so there is no damage to properties, so actually they can increase their production. So this is just the explanation or the example how the company can have higher productivity when they prevent accident from happening. Look at the principle of incident prevention. There is no way to completely eliminate accident, but there are certain plans, preparations, and actions that can be taken to reduce them through accident prevention. So we cannot eliminate completely the accident, but we can prevent the accident from occurring through by plans, preparation, and action. So accident prevention is good management. The principle for incident prevention. Number one, accident prevention is good management. Management and workers must fully cooperate. Top management must lead. There must be an OSH policy. OSH refers to occupational safety and health. Number 5, must have organization and resources to implement the policy, and best available information and technology must be applied. Reason to prevent accident. So there are 3 reasons: legal, human right, and business. So legal, an employee should not have to risk injury at work, nor should others associated with the work environment. Human right, many governments realize that poor occupational safety and health performance result in cost to the state. Example, through social security payment to the incapacitated. You can read it by your own. And then another reason is business. Occupational safety and health requirement may be reinforced in a civil law or criminal law. Accident prevention in workplace. So we have to know the hazard, create safe work area, use safe lifting technique, use personal protective equipment, regular communication, education, and training. Now look at 1.5 safety and health policy statement. Occupational safety and health management defined as OHS policy as overall intention and direction of an organization related to its OHS performance. Occupational health safety. A policy statement indicates the degree of an employer's commitment to health and safety. To be effective, a policy must involve senior management and representative in the preparation of policy, be seen as consistent with the workplace objective of operating in an efficient and predictable manner, be relevant and appropriate to the nature, and be accepted as equal in importance to the workplace other policy objective. Guideline for writing policy. Identify your objective. Okay, before you begin to draft a specific provision for your safety policy, so identify the type of accident you hope to prevent and list the steps that the company is taking to protect to protect its employees. Use specific actionable statement in your policies. Make each provision of your safety policy as actionable and use specific example of the types of safety actions that you expect workers to take. 4 things need to be included in the health and safety policy: statement of intent, responsibility for health and safety, the risks and how they are managed, and additional requirement. So you may read by your own. In implementation safety and health policy, how to implement. So there are a few steps. The employer must consult all employees on health and safety. So all employees must know about the policy. They might consult the employees directly, or alternatively the employer might consult the employees through a health and safety representative. Some of the ways that employer can bring the policy statement to the employees' attention by including it in any employee's handbook, providing it at induction, including a copy with a contract of employment, posting it on your intranet site, posting it on notice board, making the duties in the policy part of your employee's workplace objective. So the main thing is to make sure all the employees know about the safety and health policy. That's all for chapter 1. Thank you.